What is up, guys? My name is RJ. This is the Secret Stacks, and believe it or not, I'm actually doing a book tag, which I know it's been like more than 2 months. I'm really sorry about that, especially if you've tagged me in a video. I'm going to try to get to as many of them as I can, but this one right now is the Bookish Bookin book tag. I was tagged by Jess over at Rebel Reads, and this one was originally created by Becca at the Awesome Book Nut. But jumping right into it with question number one, what is a well-loved book that you just hated? And this one, I didn't hate it, but I did have a really different feeling than a lot of people, and that one is Illuminae. I was really hyped for this book, and so many people had such great things to say about it, but it just, as cool as the format was, it never really clicked for me, especially in terms of connecting with the characters. I thought the hack document format just never let me get to know those characters on a really deep level, so it's hard for me to care what happened to them. Question number two, what's a guilty pleasure book for you? And this one, these aren't really great books, and this is going to be nerdy even for booktube standards, but do you know the card game Magic the Gathering? Well, they have accompanying novels with them, and I really enjoy those. They're not great, they're just sort of paint by numbers, but it's such a cool magic system that any sort of fantasy like plot, you just plug that in and they're really enjoyable and really fun, really fast, even if they're not high literature. Question number three, have you ever spoiled a book for anybody? Never, I swear, or at least I hope not. Question number four, what book made you ugly cry? And this one, of course, I have never ugly cried because I am a man and society demands that I have a stiff upper lip and never shed a tear. It's actually things that I can't really control my pace of, especially things like anime or movies. I've been known to, get a little misty eyed before. In particular, here's one that really gets me, Naruto, especially when you see Naruto's silhouette anytime with those scenes destroy me, just break me down. And it's something I don't even know how to describe it, but it gets to me every time. I don't even know why. Question number five, what is your latest DNF? And this one I just talked about it in my June wrap up, but the Raven Boys. The really unique, flowy, almost ethereal writing style combined with the audiobook voice, just the audiobook wasn't right for me. So it's not a permanent DNF. I'm going to go back and try the paper series, but I want to give myself a little bit more time just to come at it fresh. Question number six, what book have you read solely due to the controversy? This one I can't really think of anything. It's not that I don't read controversial books, it's just that I don't really consider them controversial. I mean, the easy answer is like I've never read 50 Shades of Grey or anything, not because of the sex, just because, there's better stuff out there. But other things that I've read that may be controversial, I don't know, there was some clamor around the Da Vinci Code for a while. And again, I didn't really see that as anything really groundbreakingly like, oh my god, I can't believe you're reading this. Question number seven, have you ever read a book where you just question the author's sanity? And for this one, I know I talk about this all the time whenever I get a question like this, but The Magicians by Lev Grossman, really just, that book is so depressing, it's not the right word, but just takes such a negative view about people in the world. It's just like, all right, Lev, come here, you need a hug. Question number eight, what is the most cringeworthy book you read? And again, this one, the book itself isn't cringeworthy, but I'm terrible at handling awkward situations, and this even extends to books, movies, whatever. When characters are acting awkward, I just can't handle it. So something like Eleanor and Park, where you get that sort of awkward romance where so many times they're just missing each other in terms of connecting as characters, and that really leads to these awkward situations. I just, you get that sort of shivering in your spine. It's like, oh gosh, why can't you guys just be like functional human beings? Question number nine, name a book that you read solely because of the cover. And I actually forgot about this one when I'm writing my notes, so I don't have anything, prepared, but off the top of my head, I don't know. I mean, I don't really fit into booktube. I'm not really, aesthetics really aren't that important to me, as evidenced by the fact I'm wearing this weird ass shirt. But this, especially because I read ebooks and like I don't have a bookshelf, so I don't really care about book covers, to be honest. Question number 10, name a book that you're embarrassed that you read. And this one, again, I don't really get embarrassed by what I read, you know. There's a reason I read everything. Either I'm curious about it or the story behind the story. It's not really something that I get embarrassed about. Question number 11, what's an unknown book that you wish more people knew about? And this one, I'm going super niche with this, but Once a Runner by John L. Parker. It is like it may only be, it may only really speak to you if you're an ultra competitive runner, maybe any sort of ultra competitive athlete, but runners are so different in my experience. But this book just really is such an incredible lens into the competitive spirit and human nature and just failure and overcoming. It's really an excellent, excellent read. Question number 12, name your favorite villain. And this one I gotta go with Hannibal from Red Dragon and any of the accompanying novels, the TV shows, the movies, which is, I'm really not great with gore or like scary stuff in general. I'm a wimp, but there's something about those hyper intelligent characters, whether they're the good guys or the bad guys. It's just something about them. It's really interesting to get into their minds, and Hannibal is somewhere. It's a scary place inside that mind, but it's an interesting place. Question number 13. Name a book that you read outside of the genres that you normally read. And this one was a book to pick up, November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I never read a new adult before, and I found myself really enjoying it. And there's going to be some more new adult in my future because it is such an easy genre to get into. It's a lot of fun, a lot of, interesting character dynamics, and that's something that I really enjoy in books. Question number 14, name tropes that you actually enjoy reading. I know this is going to get me a lot of heat, but love triangles done well, they get so much hate, but a lot of it is because they're done poorly, because they're not real love triangles. You know who they're going to end up with, so what's the point? But a real complex relationship like that, where it's going in different directions, that can be really interesting. I'm also a big fan of the hyper-competent, hyper-intelligent characters, or like tragic heroes. That's something I really enjoy when, they win, they accomplish their goal, but it comes at a huge cost. And finally, question number 15, what booktuber or booktubers inspired you to start making videos? And with this one, there are two. The first booktuber I ever saw was Emma Books and her videos, but actually Connor, he was the first guy booktuber that I saw who actually made me think, hey, I might actually be able to do this. And that is it for the Bookish Bookin book tag. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to tag anybody because I'm so far behind on tags, so I'd feel guilty on passing any more out. But if you want to do it, let me know down in the comments below when you make your video so that I can watch it. And until next time, see ya.